everything. The tension tucked beneath polite smiles. The sadness hiding behind a practiced laugh. The storm humming under someone's calm exterior. We're told this is a gift, a rare sensitivity. But that's the lie, because this ability, this clean and merciless seeing, might be the most dangerous thing you'll ever carry. Not danger in the physical sense. Something quieter, something far more catastrophic. The danger of becoming so awake that you can no longer participate in the soft, shared dream that lets most people live their lives without questioning a thing. Watch people at a party. Really watch. You'll see a script being performed. The familiar rituals. How are you? Fine. The mutual agreement to accept that as truth. The polite chuckles at dead jokes. The nods of false understanding. It's a collective pact to stay on the surface, to keep the waters calm, to never look directly into the abyss beneath. But then there's you, the one who sees through the performance. You notice the wife who flinches when her husband speaks, the colleague smiling through loneliness so thick it's almost audible, the quiet panic drifting through the room like static electricity. And once you see these things, you cannot unsee them. That's when the real danger opens its mouth, because your presence becomes a mirror, and most people cannot bear their own reflection. Society is a stage. Everyone plays a role: the achiever, the caretaker, the comedian, the reliable one who swallows their pain. The show runs smoothly as long as nobody breaks character. But you're the one who stands up mid-performance and says, "None of this is real," and nothing makes people more furious than being reminded they're acting. The first danger is isolation, not the ordinary kind, a deeper, more existential loneliness. You're living in a different reality entirely, speaking a language others don't recognize, seeing a world they refuse to acknowledge, and the sharper your vision becomes, the more the distance grows. I once knew someone like this. Let's call her Sarah. She could read a room with terrifying precision. Who was lying? Who was hurting? Who was performing sincerity like a well-rehearsed monologue? And she lost every close relationship she had. Not because she was cruel, not because she judged, but because people couldn't hold their masks together when she was around. You're too intense, they told her. You think too much. You read into everything. But she wasn't reading into anything. She was simply seeing. And here lies the second danger. When you perceive the truth beneath the surface, you face an impossible choice. Speak or stay silent. Speak, and you're accused of negativity, sensitivity, paranoia. People will tell you that you're imagining things, that you're making problems where there are none. They will defend their illusion with all the desperation of someone protecting their last source of oxygen. Stay silent, and you fracture from the inside, because betraying your own perception is a slow, intimate form of self-erasure. You begin to doubt your instincts, distrust your senses, question your sanity. A quiet madness grows in the gap between what you know and what you pretend not to know. Then comes the third danger, the ugliest one, when people feel the truth rising beneath their feet and they can't bear it. They turn on the one who sees it. You become the villain in their story, the source of tension that was already there long before you walked in. The messenger becomes the threat. The one pointing at the crack in the foundation becomes the problem, not the crack itself. Too negative, drama queen, unstable, paranoid, all labels designed to shift the blame from what you're noticing to the fact that you dared to notice. And then there is the fourth danger, the most devastating, absorption. Because when you're permeable, when you're wired to feel what others won't feel themselves, the boundaries between you and the world begin to dissolve. You walk out of rooms carrying emotions that were never yours. You lose track of your own center, your own voice. You begin to disappear under the weight of everyone else's unspoken grief. People who live like this often say the same thing. I don't know where I end and others begin. I feel like I'm dissolving. This isn't metaphor. This is collapse. But here's the twist. The danger is only lethal when it's unconscious. Once you understand the architecture of what's happening, the entire dynamic shifts. Seeing clearly isn't the problem. thinking you must fix everything you see, the compulsion to intervene, to rescue, to wake people up who are not ready. That's what destroys you. That's what drains you. That's what turns your clarity into a curse. Imagine a muddy river. You notice the water is unclear while everyone else walks past without a glance. You can jump in, thrashing your arms in a desperate attempt to make the water clear, only to churn it up even more. Or you can simply notice. Trust that the river will settle on its own. Knowing doesn't mean intervening. This is the wisdom the seeing ones have to learn. The restraint of awareness without intrusion. And when you stop trying to fix everything, something unexpected happens. People stop feeling threatened by you. They feel seen, yes, but not invaded. Understood, not exposed. You become a place where truth can breathe without being forced. To see someone fully, without needing them to change, that is freedom. I'm not telling you to grow indifferent. I'm telling you to stop setting yourself on fire trying to warm others who don't want to step out of the cold. I'm telling you to know the difference between compassion and self-sacrifice, because the ones who suffer aren't the ones who see the most. They're the ones who never learned boundaries, the ones who absorbed everything, the ones who turned their clarity into a personal burden they were never meant to carry. The ones who thrive learn to remain rooted in themselves even while seeing deeply into others. They learn to step back without disconnecting, to care without collapsing. They live with a kind of sacred distance. And how does one learn this? By solitude, real solitude, time away from the psychic noise of others, time to clarify what feelings are yours and what you've inhaled from the world around you. By trusting your perception without worshiping it, by knowing when to speak and when silence is the wiser language. People awaken when they're ready, not when you push, not when you plead, not when your clarity burns a hole through their denial. Consciousness arrives on its own time. So yes, the danger is real. Seeing what others don't can isolate you, drain you, make you a target, dissolve your identity, and fracture your sanity. But it can also become your greatest strength. If you learn to see without absorbing, to perceive without correcting, to understand without interfering, to stay awake without demanding others wake with you, the gift and the curse are the same. Your mastery determines which one you live with. And the most healing moment of all is when you finally meet someone who sees as you see, someone who doesn't shrink or flinch or hide, someone who recognizes your awareness, not as an intrusion, but as kinship. That's when the danger turns into something luminous, because you realize you were never alone. You were simply awake in a sleeping world, and there are others like you quietly carrying the same flame. Your task isn't to wake the world. Your task is to stay awake, to see with clarity and live with peace, to hold your awareness as a gift, not a wound. That is the art of walking through a world with your eyes open while others keep theirs closed.